Well, hey there, my friends. I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. My name is Lisa Augustine Glazier of Lisa Augustine Glazier Coaching, and it is marvelous to have you here. This particular playlist I am calling Passages. And what it is I'm an avid reader, and a lot of my healing and a lot of my journey has been about reading other people's stories and gleaning little bits of wisdom and then applying that to my own life. So I thought in this particular playlist, that's what I would do. I would share with you little bits and pieces of other people's stories that they have written and shared, and then we could have a little bouncing off conversation from that. My whole intention for the YouTube channel is to help you in letting the past go, being present in the now, and creating your future. I do that through holistic body, mind, soul, spirit ways. And I also am an empowerment coach. I do coaching virtually as well as in my office in my little small town of Fredonia, New York. And I have a website that you can reach out to me and maybe we can do some work together. So today I want to offer you Erwin Raphael McManus, Soul Cravings. And I read this back in 2012, October of 2012, and I reread it in May of 2015. And I've had it with me through lots of different moves and here and there, and it's stuck with me. I always weed through my books and think, oh, I've probably read that one enough times, I'm good. But this one I've kept with me, and I started rereading it again a couple of months ago, and I thought, I'm going to create a YouTube channel, and part of that is going to be a playlist called Passages. And I'm going to unpack parts of this book because it has been profoundly helpful and healing to me on my journey. As far as my journey goes, a lot of anxiety, disordered eating, which I tell you are all symptoms of an ache deeper within. So instead of just treating the anxiety or treating the disordered eating as the issues themselves, I adopted the attitude of, let me see those as flowers in a garden or weeds in a garden, if you will. And I want to get to the tip of the root underneath the ground to find out why it is these are growing in my beautiful garden. That's the approach I took starting back, I would say, about 2012, 2013, 14, 15. I got my eating psychology certification through the Institute for the Psychology of Eating out in Denver, Colorado, or Boulder, Colorado, and other certifications as well as fitness for the past 30 years. And this has been quite a journey, and one I can tell you that is proof positive that you can heal completely from the events that have happened that have caused a trauma or the generational vibrational stuff that's in your DNA that you've inherited. You can heal completely. Promise. I'm living proof. So let's jump in to his introduction, because even the introduction is that stinking good. Okay? He says this, and he's got a great sense of humor, and in and among it, he says little tidbits that I'm just like, I want to stop and go, oh my goodness, yes. I wake up each morning reminded that all I need to do to face the day is to breathe deeply of fresh air and to find my way to the nearest Starbucks. Well, actually, I live in LA, he says, so I really can live without the fresh air. My lungs have finally adapted to the smog. He said the caffeine, on the other hand, is essential. Each morning demands its venti 2% extra hot wet cappuccino. Now, before you condemn me, let me assure you that it's not an addiction, but an appreciation. I can quit any time, and so I don't need to. I'm convinced coffee is an acquired taste. The aroma is better than the flavor, not to mention the compelling nature of the effect. Science is only now discovering the medicinal value of the sacred bean. If all goes well, it will soon be its own food group. I've never been pregnant. My wife volunteered both times, but I do know the power of cravings. Is my relationship to Java a problem? No, espresso is a guilty pleasure, and I am grateful for my dealer, barista. But there are cravings within me that pull on me like an addiction. They have always been with me and have even at times tormented me. They go far deeper than any physical addiction ever could. Beyond my flesh, beyond my mind, beyond my heart, there seems to be a place where my deepest and most powerful cravings lie. And they do not lie silently. I've got this little thing on here and I'm wondering if it's making a noise. There we go. If you heard a little buzzing, I've got my little aromatherapy that I just turned off. My soul, it seems, always desires and demands, and no matter how I try to satisfy it, it always craves more. No, not more, but something I can't seem to understand. My soul craves, but for what? I don't know. And there, I tell you, is at least half my problem. I've tried so many things and done so many things, certain they would satisfy my soul, but they never did. It seems as if I've spent my whole life trying to satisfy this insatiable part of my being. Now, if you interviewed my soul, it would probably describe me as sadistic or masochistic. My soul would tell you I find some dark pleasure in leaving it unsatisfied. Before you jump to conclusion, though, you need to hear both sides. It's not like I wanted to starve my soul to death. I never purposely withheld from it what it needed. If I saw a guy crawling in the desert, desperate for water, I would share whatever I had with him. If I knew where the well was, I'd point the way. Heck, I'd even drag him there. How can I be held responsible when my soul doesn't even know what it really needs? But what if we could know? What if we must know? In the opening page of Kurt Cobain's journal, he writes, "Don't read my diary when I'm gone." Okay, I'm going to work now. When you wake up this morning, please read my diary. Look through my things and figure me out. Kurt's life tragically ended at the age of 27. Ironically, the name of his band was Nirvana, the Hindu name for paradise. The same artist who penned the song "Come As You Are," in the end, never found what he was looking for, never found the help to figure himself out. I think we're all more like Cobain than we would care to admit. We're all struggling to figure ourselves out. We're all afraid to expose our souls to those who might judge us. And at the same time, we desperately need help to guide us on this journey. I underlined this next part. If we're not careful, we might find ourselves with everything this world has to offer, and later find we have lost ourselves in the clutter. We are all searching for ourselves, trying to understand who we are, hoping that we might discover our unique place in this world. We are all sojourners on a common quest. A film called 28 Grams, starring Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro, and Naomi Watts, has a narrative that revolves around the value of a human life. Its lead-in refers to a phenomenon that happens at the time of our death. It says this: "They say we all lose 21 grams at the exact moment of our death. The weight of a stack of nickels, the weight of a chocolate bar, the weight of a hummingbird." The question posed is simple, yet profound. How much does a life weigh? The implication, of course, is that what is lost in the 21 grams is the human spirit. That there is more to us than simply flesh and blood. So let me put my cards on the table. I believe you are more than water and dust. At your core, you are a spiritual being of infinite value. To be human is a gift. You are created by God, and you have immeasurable value to Him. Jesus once said that the kingdom of God is within us, yet most of us don't even bother to explore the possibility that this might be true. It seems that what he is implying is that we have a better chance of finding God in the universe within us than in the one that surrounds us. And it is on this path that I invite you to walk with me. I invite you to engage in an exploration of the human spirit, to journey deep inside yourself and search out the mystery of the universe that exists within you. This is the question I was asked to face years ago when I found myself desperately struggling to understand myself, trying to measure the weight of this one life. There I was, making my personal contribution to the extensive research being done on the meaning of ink blots. What do you see? Even at 12, I knew this was a trick question. He wanted to know what I saw so that he could see inside me. It really is a good question, though. Your retina may be necessary for sight, but your soul definitely shapes what you see. My soul was confused and cold and growing calloused, and I was quickly becoming blind to so many things. When your soul is sick, one of the symptoms is blindness. Bitterness, for instance, is like a cancer that makes you blind. I had allowed hurt to make my soul toxic. From the end, I was sure that I was just becoming a realist. In fact, I was desensitizing myself. Why risk being hurt more? I didn't realize I was becoming blind to love. I couldn't see the people around me who really cared. Their sincere efforts went unnoticed. If you'd asked me then, I would have said, well, there isn't anybody there. I look back now and realize I just couldn't see them. But they were right in front of me the entire time. Bitterness turned into skepticism, which turned to cynicism, which turned to an emptiness of my soul. Bitterness is the enemy of love because it makes you unforgiving and unwilling to give love unconditionally. It is the enemy of hope because you keep living in the past and become incapable of seeing a better future. And it is the enemy of faith because you stop trusting in anyone but yourself. I bring this up because I think many of us have become blinded by a bitterness of the soul. And if we are not careful, we will lose the ability to see such things as beauty, truth, or even affection. More importantly, you may close your eyes to what your soul needs you very most to see. It's not a coincidence that psychology is the study of the soul. Psyche comes from the Greek word for soul, breath, life. It is specifically the study of human conditions outside the physical domain. Is it possible that much of what we call psychosis and neurosis is really about us being soul sick? What do you see? If you can answer this question honestly, you get a pretty clear look inside yourself. But more than that, you will begin a journey of self-discovery. For this to happen, I would like to invite you into a story. It is the story of all of us. I would like to guide you on a soul journey and help you discover that which is already there within you. And you'll ask more than simply, what do I see? You'll also ask, what do I hear? What do I feel? What do I find? This will be an exploration of the human spirit, and I am absolutely certain that what you will discover will surprise you. I don't know if there was any particular paragraph or sentence that popped out at you, but the idea of, and I've been with people who have passed, and it is remarkable. It's mystical, magical, and it's holy. And you can just know that there's something more than just someone dying. it feels like something has left and gone someplace else. Energy can never be gone. It's here, but in a different form. So I think that the part that most spoke to me was the 21 grams. How about you? So we're on this journey, and I would encourage you to get a journal and to keep a journal as I am reading certain passages and ponder them and be on your journey of self-discovery, because as Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is within you. Instead of being so curious about what to do to get to heaven after you die, maybe we could be very, very curious about finding the heaven that is right here on earth, that exists within each and every one of us. And so it is. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you again tomorrow. Take care.